What's up, church? So today I wanted to come to you with an idea that I'm not going to belabor on how it came about, but let's just say it had to do with the internet and looking at a lot of property. So, not the approved use. Wow. So we were looking for farmland. My brother and I are looking for farmland, and I saw different variations of that phrase, not approved for, like literally, every, I don't know, they must have had a thesaurus or something, but they really had a lot of different ways of saying you can only do certain things with this property. And if you do other things with this property, it's not going to turn out well. Now, sometimes that meant the property wouldn't support it. You can't plant crops on the side of a mountain. Sorry, it's just a gravity thing, and you can't really plant seeds on rocks. They don't like that really well. The birds like it. Seeds, they're not too hot on that. And sometimes, when you do things you're not supposed to do there, they show up with sirens and lights. So, it goes both ways sometimes, sometimes a little bit of both, But the idea I had when I woke up this morning is, a lot of times us as people, we find ourselves in situations that we obviously did not intend to be happening. I've discussed with several people an idea that, some people get offended by, and I can understand considering their arguments. I'm going to side with them most of the time because it's usually like to a specific incident or event that happened in their life. But as a general rule of thumb, as a proverb, something that is accurate most of the time, you get what you deserve. I've had a tumultuous life, and I can tell you, like every time that I was in the poop again, exactly what I did that got me there. Now, sometimes things aren't quite that obvious, or I'd like to be a little retrospective at least. Introspective, retrospective. Wait, retrospective is when you look back at something else, right? And introspective is yourself. Is that how that? I don't speak English. I don't know. But in trying not to repeat the same mistakes I've made in the past, true or not true, I see it all as my fault. So you can agree or disagree with that. And if you have been in a relationship with me, you'll be like, that's all true, brother. That's all on you. And they would be accurate. So what's my point? First, don't be like me. And in not being like me, take my advice. Find your approved usage. There's something that you're made for, and you need to be doing that. I don't care how crazy or illogical or what. What are you waiting for? I guess is the question I want to ask. In case you haven't really realized it, that you're not getting any younger. And, there's sometimes maybe it's more important to leave a legacy of trying than a legacy of, well, they went to work every day and did exactly what a good citizen is supposed to do and never made any waves, and 2 years after you're gone, only your family will remember you. I mean, is that what you believe you were made for? I know the voices, they're in my head. Believe me, they're in my head. Some of us were called to do a thing, and it's an impossible thing. And that's how you should know it's God. The children of Israel leaving Egypt was an impossible thing. crossing the Red Sea was an impossible thing. Everything that happened to them in 40 years was basically an impossible thing. But God said go, and they went. Abraham, God said, pack your crap. You're on the road. And just start walking. You know, and Abraham's the foundation of the Jewish and Christian faith. You know, it's like, Muslim faith too as well. I'm sorry, yeah, that's right. I mean, the fathers of the faith. And see, there's something I'm learning, painfully learning. And I say painfully because, you know, I don't listen and I repeat mistakes and I think I have a better way to do it. And every time I do, he gives me just enough leash to get a good run going before the collar catches. Yeah, so you know where that was going. But I want to challenge you today. And this is, I think this is actually the last day of March. And how appropriate, because tomorrow, being the day that it is, if you choose to step into your purpose, they will call you a fool. And in all likelihood, the people closest to you will be the loudest ones. So you have to be ready for that. You have to be ready to do the hard thing. When you're not in your purpose, you will never find contentment. When you're not in your calling, you will never find peace. He will not allow it. The Father will not allow it. You think you're going to sit in the nest, sitting on the feathers, rolling around in the luxury, just being fed all the time, which is what the modern church world really does. We can sit and feed from thousands and thousands of teachers every single day, ready access to scriptures, commentaries, dictionaries, translators, just unlimited, and we just wallow around in our doing nothing. But I promise you, the Father is pulling the feathers out of the bottom of the nest. And it's time to get out of the nest. We have to step out. You know, we look at Peter and, you know, what kind of faith does it take to step out of the boat? Because the story was always about him sinking. Well, you know, I didn't see nobody else getting out of the boat. And it made Peter special. Through everything that happened after the resurrection, what does Jesus say? He goes, go tell Peter and the disciples. And so, are you willing to step out of the boat? Are you willing to step into what God has called you into? And considering how late the hour is, I don't want to be overly dramatic, and I'm literally having trouble not doing it right now because, you know, I was raised in a Pentecostal church. Time's running out. Can I be just as serious as I could possibly be right now? What are you waiting for? How many people around you are going to slip into a lie that they won't be able to come out of because it's going to be such a great deception that even those of us who know the truth are going to be that close to believing it. And where will they be? Those of us who have a calling on our life, I implore you to step into your calling. Sorry, we're running out of time. I'm not a person for drama or emotion. Well, that last part's actually not true. Time's wrapping up. So, what are you going to spend your time doing? You know? You know, how long halt you between two straights? Or how does that go? How long do you stand between two choices? Um, we're either going to step out, and even when we fail, you know, who's there to catch us? Or are we going to stay in the boat and miss out? So, sorry. I thought this was going to be funny. I really did. I don't play in these. I have a thought and then I start talking. So they go where they go. It's alright. Because I had to tell them the same thing, you know? Wherever you want me to go. I'm just tired of fighting. Really tired of, using my experience and my education and all that stuff as a reason to follow a path other than what he has called me to do. And time's up. So, what's your approved usage? Most of you know. A lot of you know that there's a call. And it's scary. God. It's freaking scary. But not as scary as standing before him empty-handed. So, alright. Suck it up, Brian. Sorry, gonna drink on the job again. There was a line from, Clash of the Titans. Wow. Am I dating myself? Harry Hamlin, maybe, was the lead actor in this movie, going way, way back. And in that movie, the mythical god Zeus looks at Perseus, I believe. It is Perseus, maybe not Apollo. Doesn't freaking matter. I pretty much ruined that setup, didn't I? But this is the good part, so maybe I can edit it out. But I won't be able to. But he looks at him and he says, "Find and fulfill your destiny." Fortunately, the one who is who gave us our destiny wants you to know, and it's not a mystery, because like I said, probably already know it, and it's probably something you've wrestled with your whole life and kept on the back burner and always kept doing something so that you weren't completely out of it. He's calling you to something higher. And it's time for us to step into that. Find your use and fulfill it. Love you guys. See you soon.